Namaste and welcome to our talk show, Chha Prasna. The European Union's political and economic ties with Nepal has been very long and guided by diplomatic fundamental principle to achieve peace, stability, democracy, human rights and prosperity. Nepal and Italy have established diplomatic relations in 1959. Today, I am going to introduce Daniele Mancini. Mancini, who has been serving as Italian ambassador to India, concurrently accredited to Nepal since January 2013. The 62 of age who joined the Italian Foreign Service in 1978. Mancini had previously served as Deputy Director General for European Community at the Ministry of External Affairs, Ambassador of Italy to Romania and Moldova, and Diplomatic Advisor and Director for International Relations at the Ministry of Industry, Foreign Trade, Energy and Communication before being posted to the Indian subcontinent. Mancini, who was in Kathmandu recently on an official visit, feels Nepal will be in a much better situation in the next 8 or few years and will be a much more confident and vibrant country. Catch up with Mancini during his visit of Nepal to talk about the bilateral relationship between Nepal and Italy and the challenges that lie ahead. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure. How often have you visited Nepal while serving as an ambassador to India, simultaneously accredited to Nepal? How has your experience in Nepal been?
Well, I tell you, I came here rather frequently. This is my 8th visit to Nepal. I always interpreted my role as Italian ambassador to India and Nepal, even though I was based and I'm based in Delhi. I like very much the country and the people, and I come here as soon as I possibly can, and hopefully this will continue in future.
Wonderful. How do you rate the bilateral relationship between Italy and Nepal after establishing diplomatic relations in 1959?
Well, you know, Italy and Nepal have always been somewhat close country, though, you know, far away, far apart in terms of geography, because of the war, because of the fundamental role Nepal and Italy play in their respective regions. True, we don't have any longer an embassy here. We shut the embassy in 1997, but this doesn't mean that we forget the country. I'm here to ensure, you know, the political leadership and the civil society that Italy, inside the European Union and even acting alone, stands beside, you know, Nepal.
What is your impression about Nepal's constitution making and ongoing peace process?
I understand that this is a crucial moment for you, for your country, for the Nepali civil society. It is, of course, it belongs only to Nepalis to decide their own future. I think every effort should be made, you know, in order to give birth to this constitution and in order to strengthen the international reputation of Nepal and to permit the country to be a full-fledged partner today in this global world. Nepal is much needed in this region and beyond this region.
Obviously, you have any suggestion to Nepal and Nepali leaders?
Nepal?
You have any suggestion to leaders who are making constitution?
Well, again, this is not for foreign commenters to even political leaders and diplomats to suggest this or that solution. You know, even in Italy, the debate for adopting a new constitution after we finished World War II, I'm referring to the 1945-47 last century. It was a lengthy debate, and every single position needed to be carefully investigated and learned. And what I can say is that Constitution is very important. A Constitution is very important because it is the fundamental. It is the fundamental document, where all the single citizens, for example, in Italy, would recognize themselves. So this is why I think that it is important for you to decide yourself with your heads, and hopefully sooner than later you'll get this constitution. Sure.
His Excellency, Nepal, like Italy, suffers from frequent change in governments. Does such instability at the helm affect the country's economy? What should be done to lessen the impact of such frequent government change?
Well, both Italy and Nepal civil societies are very resilient, and they can survive even in a turbulent environments. And you are a living example of this, as Italy in the past has been a living example of this. So stability is important, because stability in your case, in case of Nepal, will permit foreign investors to come and to enjoy the opportunity of investing their money here. I'm making reference to major financial institutions and major partners, European Union, a regional organization in this part of the world, in South Asia, and so on. So stability again is important, because it gives to foreign investors, foreign interlocutors, the idea that the country can not only manage to survive, but also to be able to draw both credibility and financial investments. So this is why stability is important, matters a lot.
His Excellency, are you optimistic about which way Nepal will go within a few years?
I am totally optimistic about the future of Nepal. You are a smiling society, young people, and it is important to keep young Nepalese, in Nepal, in order to help the country to build a bright future, a future that belongs to Nepal and Nepalese. And I'm, there are so many things that I could say this moment, because I like the country very much, and I think that you are a very deserving people, and this is why I'm sure that you have ingenuity, you have creativity, you are able to always adapt to challenging environments. This is why I'm quite sure that a few years from now you will certainly in a much better, a tremendously better position that you are today. Not because you are bad today, but because I think that you will be the future will be yours, and you will be able to catch it.
Thank you so much for beautiful words. His Excellency, now let's talk about bilateral trade and investment. On your behalf of initiation that have established Nepal, Italy Chamber of Commerce, and have established economic desks at Consular General Office of Italy in Kathmandu, and other many bilateral economic activities have been happening. Even the rate of trade has also increased. What are the possibilities of bilateral trade and investment between two countries?
Thank you very much for this question. It's a question I like it very much, because I'm very much a business-oriented person. Excuse me. Well, our bilateral trade is modest, and certainly we could do either way much better, and we are working at this. I myself helped in giving birth to the Nepali-Italian Chamber of Commerce. We are about to create a cultural association, Nepal-Italy. Is the nickname of this association, exchanging cultural programs, university programs and professors and so on. That will be very, very good. I passed a message to your economic dignitaries with whom I met, as well to the Italian companies, and also to the Nepali Chamber of Commerce with whom I met yesterday. Do the best of the World Expo Milan 2015. It will be a first-class world event. It will take place this year, May 1st to November 30th, 6 months. There will be 20 million people in attendance. Well, your pavilion, which is a large one, and which will be very close to the National Italian Pavilion, which will be the focal point of the exhibit, which I remember and I stress will be a World Expo, needs to be staffed with, information desk, a center for attracting foreign investments to Nepal. So my suggestion was, bring there not only the handicrafts, buyers and traders and so on, but also the best and brightest from your universities, from your entrepreneurship. Give an idea to that 20 million people that today Nepal is a country which has a lot to say to the international economy. This is good. And also, hopefully, soon, a number of Italian companies will come to Nepal, also in the sector of infrastructures and energy, which to me seem to be the more mature sectors for attracting foreign investments.
Sure. His Excellency, bilateral trade between two countries is very small despite a good relation. Will we see any possibility of change in that in the near future?
Well, as I say, Italy has been suffering a sort of an economic crisis the last few years. Hopefully, this year will be over. And also Nepal enjoyed, so to speak, instability. And again, instability is the enemy number one of investments, foreign investments, which are always much needed. For a while, Nepal and Italy were not so close, also in, let's say, in political and economic terms, as we should have been. And this is why I think that now the situation has changed. The environment has changed. Last October, there was a Minister of State of the government of Italy who came here. He met a lot of people, a lot of dignitaries. He made a speech at the university and at the Chamber of Commerce. It was a very successful visit, and our pledge is to do whatever we can in order to foster, bilateral trade and bilateral meetings. For example, our foreign trade agency, the one fostering, Italian foreign trade, is associating Nepali entrepreneurs, in foreign countries visits to Singapore, to China, also to Italy, and in order for your entrepreneurs to get acquainted with international habits and to meet other entrepreneurs from other places around the world. I guess that give us 3-5 years from now, and that modest, bilateral trade will double, triple, and so on. I'm pretty confident about this.
Okay, Excellency, you have very prominent Nepali businessman Ravi Bhakta Shrestha as your Consul General in Nepal. How do you rate his performance? Excellency, you have very prominent Nepali businessman Ravi Bhakta Shrestha as your Consular General in Nepal. How do you rate his performance?
Well, I tell you, Italy has been a very fortunate country in having, such a prominent personality.
Obviously.
He's a very special person with whom, very first time I met with him, I immediately established a personal chemistry as well. Not only wherever I go and I see the President of the Republic, Prime Minister, whoever, a personality he knows very, very well. But he has, understood very, very well my message. My message is very important to take care of Italian nationals living in Nepal and visiting Nepal from Italy, but it is also important to seize economic opportunities. For example, we managed to stay in constant contact, and he tells me, look, Ambassador, there might be this good opportunity, that good opportunity, Italian companies may be involved in this or in that. I'm totally pleased with his service. I understand that even our national community here is very, very pleased with him.
Okay. Both of our country had shut down embassies in the other countries. Is any chance of again starting the embassies?
Well, this was the question that last year was asked to our Minister of State, and he said, and I can only reiterate what he said last year, that it doesn't see the possibility in the very near future to change this and, for example, to induce again an Italian embassy from here. But what I can tell you is that I'm multiplying my visits to Kathmandu. My successor will do the same, and our consul from from India will come here again. So the idea for us is to make sure that there is a prominent Italian governmental official every month, or at most every other month, to Kathmandu. So this is the best we can do for the time being. I'm not one of those people, pledging things that I cannot sustain. I cannot assure that this will happen. There is a firm commitment to do better.
Okay. In terms of trade and investment, what are the focus area of interest for the Italy, or what kind of program does the Italy see as a priority in Nepal?
You mean for Italian companies, or
Italian investor or companies?
Well, it would be too easy today to say that most Italian business people are interested in your handicrafts economy. But though it is a vital sector of your economy, a very vibrant economy, to me, Nepal can do much more than this. Consider, for example, water. You are sitting on one of the largest, reservoir of fresh water on the face of the earth, and you need to take advantage of that. Foreign investors, international financing institutions, European Union, Italy among others, can help you to this. Of course, to take advantage of that needs a lot of money, and Nepal cannot do that alone. This is why, again, stability is important in order to launch the proper message to international investors. And so the first sectors will come to my mind again are infrastructures and energy, and this, I will guess, will draw more and more attention in the years to come from Italian companies.
Okay. Excellency, what do you think Nepal should do for economic development? Well,
I tend to believe that
Because you are keeping in touch with the Nepalese businessmen, investors, and you have a lot of knowledge about economy, about Nepal, India, and Italy. So,
well, again, if I look back to Italy after World War II, it was a devastated country, but the people was a very resilient one. I'm thinking of the generation of my father, for example.
okay.
They took over the country. They rolled up their sleeves and they decided to remake the country, forgetting the past. And in 10-15 years we were one of the most developed economies in the Western hemispheres. We were a rural country, and 15 years back later we were a fully industrialized country. This to tell you that future belongs to Nepalis, that you need to empower yourself, and in order for this to happen you need to give credit and to give priority to young generations. Mm-hmm. Education to me is the name of the game. You should need to do whatever you can in order to keep young generation in this country, asking them not to leave the country to seek fortune overseas, and so your university, your high school, and your entrepreneurs, corporate social responsibility, this is something that can get all together, and to work as a team, forging a new future. This is why I'm pretty confident, because whatever Nepali I've met so far, I think that they are very proud of their country, very positively nationalistic, because they believe in Nepal, and rightly so. This is why I tell you, if we were to meet 5 years from now, we will speak of a totally different environment. I will bet on that.
Wonderful thought. As you know, Nepal, as Nepal's problem is terrifyingly high unemployment rate and rising poverty level, how can Italy and EU contribute to bring change?
Well, perhaps we somewhat already answered to this question, in the sense that stability is important, is the name of the game here. Yeah. And regarding the rate of poverty, there are no miracle recipes about this. Poverty is being overcome once you get higher standard of education, when you draw attention, or you flows of investments in the country, when you start generating your own financial recipes. Regarding direct funds, the European Union decided for the year 2014 to the year 2020 to triple their direct grants and donations to Nepal. Again, it will be something needed, but something. But a country cannot be saved, by foreign interlocutors. A country survives when there is the will to manage to overcome problems. This is why I was telling you earlier that the future is in the very hands of Nepalis. And then you are in a geostrategically very delicate environment, India, China, this vast continent of Asia today, but today Asia is the most vibrant economic continent on the face of the world. Today Asia is growing to rates which are totally out of reach for us European countries. So you should, imagine a train. You are there waiting for the train, and then at a given moment the train starts. You need to be able to grasp, the handle of the train and to get aboard of the train, enjoying the ride.
His Excellency, there have been some reservation about the pace of construction of tunnel of Melamsi water supply project by Italian company. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, that is, I mean, a private project, I mean, regarding Italy, so the government of Italy is not part of that. Nevertheless, I went there several times. I met the Italian leadership there with the Minister of Urban Development from Nepal and our Minister of State. Last year we visited the project. I understand they are facing, I mean, problems there of bureaucracy and so on. I'm pretty confident that a solution will be found at the very end, because we understand this is a priority project for the Valley Kathmandu. As what I can tell you is that CMC, the name of the company, they are a very well known in Italy and overseas company, so they are very committed, and hopefully they will do a good job. We understand that this is a priority for Nepal, and I understand they understand that this is a problem, and this is, I mean, a question of priority for you. So this is why I'm confident that the two sides in Nepali government and the Italian company will find a solution for that.
Finally, do you have anything else to say to the Nepali people?
The only thing I can tell you is that I like very much my country, and again, as I said, I'm pretty confident that Nepalis will seize this window of opportunity. They work out, you know, to live together in harmony, and the future will be bright, because, you know, you are very deserving people. And above all, your youth, you know, is always smiling, and you know, when you wake up in the morning and you get around with a depressed, you know, mood, is not good. Well, this is not a problem with Nepalis. Nepalis always, I mean, start the morning with a masala tea, which I like very much, and with a smile. And believe me, this is the recipe for success.
Okay. And thank you so much for your precious time and thoughts, His Excellency.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to you. Thank you.
And he was His Excellency Daniele Mancini, Ambassador of Italy for India. We are continuing news. Keeping was News 24. Namaste.